Most people struggle to respond when somebody asks the all too familiar question, what do you do? And because of that, they're missing out on marketing opportunities every day. My name is Kurt Stockwell, and as a StoryBrand certified guide with over 11 years of marketing experience, I've helped hundreds of businesses create marketing that actually works. You're listening to the One-Liner Workshop podcast, and in every episode, you'll learn how to create a powerful one-liner that'll make people want to do business with you.
Danny Porter is the founder of Porter Co LLC, a small business consulting agency. As a certified business coach, he specializes in simplifying management and making it easier for small businesses to run smoothly. He does this by bringing clarity to every major department. This is a new role for Danny, and he has yet to figure out how to explain what he does in simple terms. Today, we're going to help Danny create a one-liner that will spark curiosity and open the door for deeper conversations with potential clients. Let's get started.
Hey, Danny, thanks so much for coming on the One-Liner Workshop. And this is going to be kind of a fun conversation because you and I are both part of the StoryBrand quote unquote family. I am a StoryBrand certified guide. You are a business made simple coach. And so we both kind of walk around in the world of helping businesses find clarity. I help them do that in their marketing. You help them do that with their business operations as a whole. And so this is going to be kind of a fun conversation. We're going to look at how do you answer the question, what do you do? And then also kind of from a holistic standpoint, talk about the importance of clarity in messaging and how you help businesses kind of fix their operations as a whole. So in your words, kind of tell me what you do as a business made simple coach and what the heck that even is.
Yeah. I mean, Kurt, it is such a pleasure to get invited to be part of the business community in Spokane. So thanks for finding a way to squeeze me in to your podcast and letting me join. You and I both have followed Donald Miller for a few years, maybe even longer, right? He's written books for almost 20 plus years. And something over the last 5 years that he has seen a great need in the business community is simply clarifying your marketing message, right? And that's where he really built that book, Building Your Story Brand, to help companies tell a story in their marketing rather than just focus on features and benefits.
Right.
And it's really not valuable for our customers if we're just talking about our features and our benefits, if we don't understand their problem, if we don't understand what they're trying to achieve and essentially put them as the hero of their own story. And so over the years of following StoryBrand and beginning to implement that into my own career, I came across the coaching business that he built called Business Made Simple, which is essentially saying, okay, how do we not only clarify people's messaging, but provide simple frameworks to help them be successful in whatever business they're trying to run? It's helpful to clarify your message, but what if your product isn't optimized or doesn't actually solve that problem? So you're telling a great story about something that doesn't actually add value. We have a lot of odds stacked against us as small business owners. 45% of business owners in small businesses fail within 2 years. And so how can we really put the odds in our favor? And so he uses an airplane model as an illustration for us to work on and build our leadership, our sales, marketing, product, overhead, and operations. And then last but not least, certainly is cash flow, right? And so there's a set of frameworks and tools to really help level the playing field, if you will, for us small business owners to have a fighting chance to grow our businesses.
When you mentioned the fact that small businesses fail in the first few years, or 40%, or wow, it's a crazy statistic. It reminded me of the book, The E-Myth. And in there, he talks about the fact that most people call themselves entrepreneurs, but they're not truly entrepreneurs. There's somebody who's good at one skill. And that's the reason why the business fails is that you might be really good at sales, but you're not good at marketing or you're not good at production. You might really be good at production, but you can't sell anything. And so what I love about the Business Made Simple coaching is you help businesses look at that thing holistically, from that full airplane you're talking about, from everything that makes that plane fly and why all those pieces are important. Obviously today we're talking about marketing and messaging. And from a standpoint of a Business Made Simple coach, tell me a little bit about how you help businesses with that piece of it And let's talk a little bit about the importance of the one-liner and how that kind of fits holistically into that big airplane.
I think, the great partnership that we have, Kurt, or even a coach with a guide, is that a coach comes alongside a business to say, we want to help you implement and understand the framework so that you can make it touch every part of your business. So as a coach, what I love to do is come alongside those marketing departments or those teams or people to understand that framework so they can begin to think by telling stories and communicating and telling stories. And as a story brand guide, you coming along and implementing that and using that by building their website and their other sales funnels. And as we're going to mention today, where we talk about the one-liner, right? Mm-hmm. The one-liner really provides a really clear, concise elevator pitch of what the company's about. So I'm excited to do that with you. So that way I can refine my message too.
Right. Yeah. And I love that partnership of a coach and a guide, because often you're working with the marketing department, you're working with the finance department, you're working with the leadership and all these different aspects. And once you get a business to the point where they're like, okay, you need to work on your marketing message, website, sales funnel, all that, I'm going to hand the baton over to a guide, Kurt's team in particular. They're going to get you through this, and then we're going to pick it back up again and see how this is going to fit in the business as a whole. You brought up, of course, the one-liner, which is why we're here today. And the reason why I even started this podcast is giving people a glimpse of why clarity is important, and also doing it in about 15, 20 minutes. It's really the first thing that you should do on this journey of finding messaging clarity as a whole. It's really a great first step, I guess you could say. One of the most important things to have in your toolbox is an answer to the question, what do you do? And it's not always verbally. Sometimes it's one of the first things they see on a website, for example, or on a business card. Customer has problem. I have solution. This is the success that people find. So really, that's all we unpack in a one-liner. And it's a really good first step in that process. So let's kind of transition a little bit to your one-liner. What do you currently say when somebody asks the question, what do you do? I know that you just got certified as a coach, like a couple months ago?
Right. Actually, just last month. I think I'm still in my first month. But I thought maybe I could share with you what I've done so far, and maybe we could break it out into the 3 segments. Like, here's what I've identified as the problem.
Yeah,
and
let's do it.
Back on that and go from there. Okay, cool. So as I was building my business, I thought, what was my biggest challenge? Like, what was my biggest problem in doing it myself? And so here's what I put. I said, it's easy to get overwhelmed running and building your business, making many business owners and leaders feel frustrated and overwhelmed.
Okay. So the problem is overwhelm. So frustration, overwhelmed, it's hard,
right?
Hard to build a business. And we've identified the customer or the character as business owners trying to build a business. Isn't that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that's the first part of it. Who's your customer? Business owners trying to build a business. What's the problem and what the pain point that most of them face? Building a business is hard. It's overwhelming and it's frustrating. Okay. So yeah, we got that aspect of it. So tell me a little bit about how do you uniquely help them solve that problem? Because the next step of a one-liner, we're immediately going into solution, right? Typically in like a sales letter, you would amplify the problem. You would talk about failure. You would talk a little bit about success, and then you would introduce yourself as the guide with the solution. But we don't have that much runway. We're on a short runway and we're taking off quickly. So tell me about the solution. How does Danny help somebody in particular?
Yeah. So I said, I'm a business coach who works with business leaders to communicate their mission, clarify marketing, and provide sales enablement.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the success. What have you landed on from the standpoint of the tangible end result that your customer will experience? Or how does your customer feel? What are raving fans saying about this process when it's all said and done?
Yeah. Well, we want to create confident power. Like, yeah, I know I'm stumbling over this. So feeling confident in their business, growing their business, they're feeling successful in building what they've built, maintaining their business growth that they've experienced.
I like the word confidence. I think that's one that people could could resonate with immediately.
Do you want to typically do like kind of a juxtaposition from the problem to the solution?
Yeah, for sure. So for hard, overwhelmed, frustrated, I think if you said the success is they have confidence in growing their business, I think that would translate well.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we kind of unpack what you currently say, what I kind of see here is this is more of like an elevator pitch than a one-liner. The elevator pitch, obviously, you can get more commas in there, more sentences in there. It can be a little bit larger, a little bit more in detail. A one-liner really just needs to be, like I said, it's like that rocket booster as that engine on the wings. So we want to take off quickly. So I think the identifying that when someone's trying to build a business, it can be hard, frustrating, overwhelming. I help businesses find clarity so they can have confidence in
Mm.
growing.
One thing I had thought of too was maybe speaking to business leaders. So does it have to be the owner? What if it's a department head, right? Trying to
Yeah.
build their own department and lead their teams
Yeah.
to grow in confidence. So does it make sense? Do we need to go super specific on business owners? Does leaders make sense? Is that too vague? What's your recommendation there?
So I would say if you said building a small business is difficult.
Hmm.
Building a business is
That's
hard.
good.
Building a small business is hard. So if you just said building a small business is difficult, or you could say building a small business is hard, is challenging. You could put that word, any of one of those words. We wouldn't want to say building a small business is difficult and hard and challenging. We don't want to put commas in there. So we pick one. So
Good.
I'm kind of leaning to the fact that building a small business is challenging. I help owners and teams, right?
Yep. I like that.
And you don't need to say business owners again, because we already said it's somebody building a small business.
I
help-
realized how much I had repeated similar words.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, good. I'm so glad I'm here.
It's easy to do. So I think the solution would be I help owners and teams find clarity, or find what?
I like how you had find clarity so they can grow in confidence. And there's something about an alliteration that just makes my heart sing, right?
Okay.
So a little bit of some memorableness in there. I think clarity it really resonates well.
I think that's it. If we literally just said building a small business is challenging, I help owners and teams find clarity so they can grow their business with confidence.
I like that.
I mean, really, that's all you need to say. And at the end of the day, again,
Wow. Super helpful.
the point of a one-liner is you're not saying this and then immediately signing a contract, right? You're not saying this and they're like, great, sign me up for the next 6 months. All you're doing is looking for an opportunity to have the next conversation. And that's why the one-liner is a great place to start, is because it gets people into the mindset of, to bring this customer in this path to purchase, I have to first start with them understanding the problem that I solve, that I understand them as who they are. And then we need to have a conversation. We need to walk kind of together through curiosity to enlightenment to commitment. But often when businesses try to do marketing, they're talking about commitment immediately. And people are like, hold on a minute, I don't even know who you are. I don't really even kind of understand what this is all about. So what I like about the one-liner, again, is it forces you to look at it from a really super early stage of the conversation, in that curiosity phase. The 3 phases of the path to purchase is curiosity, enlightenment, and commitment, right? And so this one-liner kind of sits between curiosity and enlightenment. Somebody's curious, they hear, Danny knows that building a small business is challenging. He helps owners and teams find clarity so they can build their business with confidence. Okay. Now I'm a little bit more enlightened. So let's enlighten me some more. And so then they'll come to your website, or they'll have a Zoom call, or they'll read some of your print material, or they will, watch a podcast or a webinar or whatever you have. And then they're enlightening themselves even more because they know, okay, now I'm on the right path. And then the commitment phase comes naturally because you've walked with them through that whole conversation. So I think this works.
Wow. Yeah, this is super helpful. Thanks so much, Kurt.
Yeah, cool. So again, wrap it up. We're going to say it one more time. Building a small business is challenging. I help owners and teams find clarity so they can grow their business with confidence. That's it.
That's it.
So when you think about where you might use that from a standpoint of, any aspect of your marketing, where do you think you'll implement this immediately?
Well, I think it would probably make sense to put it on the website, right? Homepage.
Yeah. A great place to put this on your homepage is what StoryBrand or Donald Miller calls the stakes section.
Okay.
Is like just below that first thing that people read, and it touches on the problem, then it also touches on the success. Yeah,
that's really helpful.
Are you doing any networking currently? Going to networking events or BNIs or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm starting to explore different places where I can go meet business owners. I went to Ignite Northwest meet up the other night and looking for some more future opportunities here in the coming months.
There you go. So often in those settings, everybody's like sitting at a table and everybody one by one, you stand up and talk about what you do. Mm-hmm. This would be a perfect thing to say for that. Another thing you might want to consider is putting this on your business card or in the signature line of your email.
Okay. Sounds great.
Cool. Well, hey, Danny, that was fun. I appreciate you jumping on, and I hope this brought you a little clarity. And again, it was fun talking with you about the aspects of the coach and the guide from both being kind of in the StoryBrand family together.
Yeah. And thank you, Kurt, for giving me time to get some coaching myself.
Yeah.
From yourself as a guide, and then helping me grow my business too. So appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
Coaching the coach. Now, where can people learn more about you?
Yeah, well, you can go right to my website. It's DannyDPorter.com, or you can follow me on social at Porter.coaching as well.
Porter.coaching. Right on. All right, brother. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Kurt. Take care.
Well, that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Follow the One-Liner Workshop wherever you listen to podcasts. And remember, businesses that succeed in today's marketplace invest in clarity and reject confusion. A great one-liner is just the first step in creating marketing that works. And if you're ready to take all your marketing to the next level, please visit welldressedwalrus.com and schedule a free consultation with me. If you'd like to learn more about StoryBrand and Donald Miller, the creator of the one-liner, check out the book Building a Story Brand wherever books are sold. I'll see you next time for the next episode of the One-Liner Workshop.